There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
What's this thing?
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnigan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Did we really just spend that much money?
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elda Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one. It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Holy Land! Let them run
You're
and
mine!
handle this.
You're mine! Severing wind!
The enemy wields fire too.
We'll soon see about that.
Megatonic thrust! Eternal devastation!
Now, astral energy.
Say no more!
You're mine!
In here.
This one's all mine!
I'll be saving this one.
You picked the wrong fight!
Armor won't save you!
My shield!
Now!
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
There! Got you!
Now we're not
Can't
get out of this!
Raging cascade! Not on my watch!
Take this!
Fire support!
Here I go! Take it! It's over!
Rotating
Severing wind!
Where are you going?
Ignite!
Now!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, you're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
This one's tough! I owe you one!
Lunar blast!
It's showtime!
It's over!
Fall into time! These ones can run rings around us! Fury! Burning strike! Glacial speed!
Here I come!
Here's evil!
Severing wind!
Freeze lancer!
Elusive deity!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Healing arm!
Yeah! And the pummeling
Illuminate the dark! Turn off! Holy glimmer!
You're finished!
Holy land! Groundhog field!
Here I come! Severing wind!
Into the depths!
Time to let it rip! Here I come!
Raging storm!
Now we're not...
Megasonic thrust! This one's all mine!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning
Severing wind! Rising falcon!
Mega ray! Shield! Annihilation!
Take this!
Radiant hair!
Burn in hell!
Not on my watch!
I can carve through armor!
That'll bring you down! This is it!
You're mine!
Illuminate the dark!
You're mine!
Do it!
It's remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
With this, I can become even stronger!
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! I'm not done! Try harder! Now! Here I come!
I can handle it!
Time to cross blade! You're mine!
Shining supernova! Dance to the
This
wind!
one's all mine! Burn in hell!
Air thrust! Photon! Lightning!
Take
Downpour!
this! Here! Megasonic thrust! Try harder!
Blah, blah, blah.
You require a
Back
hand.
into the fray.
Take this!
Holy land!
You're mine!
Annihilation!
Take this!
Out of the woods.
It's over!
Searing flame! Raging cascade! I never miss!
They smite with black and
Carve
clay!
through armor!
Dance in the wind! Here's a healing arm!
Here I come!
I'll be
Execution!
Searing flame! Reload!
You're
Raging
mine!
storm!
Severing
Here
wind!
goes!
I'll stop
Not in
its
your
charge!
dreams. Thanks, Kisara!
Not today!
I'm all stopped
Here
up!
I come!
Blind you in
You're
the
finished!
Lightning!
Here I come!
I'm ready! Tunnel!
Here I go!
Here's evil!
Rising Phoenix!
Lancer!
Benediction light.
Photon!
You're
Lightning
mine!
descent!
Try harder! Time to let it rip!
Illuminate the searing flame!
Coming through! Ha! Scarlet Inferno! Try harder!
I'm out of
You're mine!
It's
over! You're mine! You're finished! Take this!
Here I go.
You're finished!
Only getting started.
Here I come!
Negative gate!
Megasonic Thrust!
Line.
Rending you apart! Armor won't save you! Bloody
No
howling!
escape!
Light up a crazy wall.
In a bind?
Burn it
Please
down!
now. Healing circle.
I'll take this.
Saving this one.
Sorry to trouble you.
You're mine!
The same for me.
You're mine! It's over!
Elusive deity!
Megasonic Thrust! Here!
On your
Not on
knees!
my watch. Denied. Raging orb. Raging
Someone
cascade.
win!
Sleep now.
Blood!
I'll be
Rending
saving
you
this
You're
one.
mine!
Bloody! Another incantation
Try
ruined!
harder!
I'm only getting
Hold nothing back!
Heal! No art of being interrupted!
Megasonic Thrust! Pierce!
Resonate with the earth!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Here I come! Win!
I'll face you! Take this! I can carve through armor!
Try harder! Eat dirt!
Can you take it? The
Take this!
tempest engulfs you!
You're finished!
Lightning condensed.
You're mine! Mirage!
Illuminate
Pierce!
the sun. That'll bring you down. Holy glimmer.
In a bind?
Take this!
Benediction
I
light.
can handle it. Thunder field.
No, it's not!
Flame of fury. Now.
Totally! In an instant! Impact Frost!
It was a close thing.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough! Engaging! You're mine!
Piercing
You're
sword.
finished!
Lightning orb. Then you leave me no choice.
Bring him down! Here I come!
Dance in the wind. Shadow. Sealed.
Astral
That's my cue.
It's over! Shut him down!
More with that.
This one's Eat dirt! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Healing circle.
Elusive deity! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Raging cascade. Radiant.
Now! You're mine!
Sealed.
Here I come!
I'll be saving
finished.
this one.
Scream.
Illuminate the
I'm
sun.
not done!
Holy glimmer. Where are you going?
Bloody howling! Resonate with the earth!
All day.
You're mine!
No art of being interrupted!
Somebody win! Here I come!
Can't get out of this!
Will this help?
Here I come!
I'll heal you all.
You're mine! This one's all mine! Eat dirt! I'm not done! Try harder! We're not
Ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant citizen. Glacial spear. Pierce
Reflect
evil.
thy sting! They smite with blinding
Bring it
blade!
Take this! Severing wind!
Not on my watch.
Pieces! Attack time!
Here I come! You're finished!
Shion!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Take this!
Seismic
It's your time! Severing wind!
deity!
Light
Okay!
Now get toasty.
Bird strike!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Now you'll learn!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
On your How long are we gonna keep this up for exactly?
You got the spirit!
Raging storm.
Rending you apart!
Flight.
Burn it down!
Bloody howling! Take this!
Take this!
Radiant look
You're
here.
finished!
Raging storm.
Take this!
Lightning storm.
I'm not done!
Heal!
Severing wind! It's over! I have no limits! You're mine!
It's no fun! The tempest engulfs you!
Rising
On
Falcon!
your knees!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Dance in the wind! Into the shadows! Air drop!
Can you take
You're
it?
mine!
Now you see what I can do!
Here I come!
Not on my watch!
Bloody howling!
Here's evil! Freeze
Negative
laser!
gate!
Wind astral energy!
Glacial spear.
Here's evil!
Resonate with the earth!
Severing wind! Here I come! You're finished! You're mine!
Searing flame!
It's your try harder!
Raging cascade! Searing flame! Reload! Sleep now!
Wind!
Flame of fury!
You're mine!
No further!
Glacial spear.
Here's what I never miss! More
Begin!
where that came from! Here! Healing wall! More
On
your knees! Healing circle! Thanks! Just when I'm searing tempest!
Megasonic thrust! Try harder!
Rending you apart! Bloody hell!
That took more energy than I expected. Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Anything in order is all mine!
You're mine!
Face you!
Take this!
I think I'll pass up against it!
The flame inside me
More
yearns
for
to
the
be
sunlight.
lifted free! Eat
I'm
this!
only getting started!
Ready to go!
Lightning condemned! Lightning! Thunder! Shield!
Wind!
More where that came from!
You're mine!
Illuminate the
over.
dark!
Miracle! Pierce!
Scream bathed in blood!
Lightning raging cascade!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Take this! You're finished! Catapult!
Resonate with the earth!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Our arts are being interrupted! Take this!
Lightning condemned!
Here I come!
Thunderbolt!
Burn!
Illuminate the dark!
Blind you with
Take
the
this!
sun!
Holy land! Jedi Ultra!
It's over! Here I come!
Everlasting darkness!
Severing wind!
Negative
Ready
gate!
and ready!
On your
Annihilation!
knees! Carve through armor!
Raging storm! Here's a healing arc!
Nothing gets by me.
First aid!
Thanks!
Gale force! Raging
It's
storm!
over!
Hup! Annihilation!
Here! Megasonic thrust!
Here! Reload!
Take it! You're mine!
Astral raging cascade!
Wind!
Again!
Take this! I have no limits!
Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy glimmer!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Radiant shield! Look in the sky! Raging cascade!
Ignite!
I can't heal you forever! I'll be saving you!
You're mine!
Resonate with the earth!
Take this!
Stalagmite!
You're finished!
No further!
First aid!
Take this!
Holy land!
I can carve through armor!
Searing flame!
Ready to go!
Elusive
Denied!
It's over! Mega Pistol! Pierce! Burn!
Holy land!
Here I come!
I'll blind you with the sun!
Radiant light!
Take this!
Illuminate the dark!
I have no limits!
Holy glimmer! Reload!
I'll face
Holy
you!
land!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Searing
take it?
tempest!
Take this!
Against thy
It's
will!
up!
Flare
take it? Here I come!
Ready! Lightning! Just what the
Severing
doctor
wind!
ordered! Mega ray!
Rending you apart! Bloody
Here I
hell!
come!
Holy land!
Can't end here!
Don't leave me!
Nothing gets by
Freeze
me.
laser! This one's mine!
I'll smash you!
excited! Gravitas field! Just what the doctor ordered!
I'm not done yet!
Only getting started! Light up dance in the
Good,
wind!
it seems.
Air thrust!
Resonate with the
I don't even know the word defeat.
Strike!
New lease on life!
On your
Wind!
Mega ray! Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Cross!
I need to be stronger.
This one will be difficult to predict. On your knees. That may prove a thorn in my side.
Lightning orb!
You're finished!
Lightning!
No escape! Here I come!
In a bind?
Nothing gets by me!
Denied! Flame of fury!
I'll smash you!
Burning! Pierce evil!
Here I come! Here I come!
Raging storm shield! Confiscated!
Take this!
Radiant
Locked and loaded! They smite with
in the
lightning
sky!
blade!
Here I come!
Lightning on raging cascade!
Thank you!
Win! Here I come! You're finished!
A scream.
I'm not done! You're finished!
Lightning
You're finished!
annihilation!
This one's all mine! Release!
A scream bathed in blood.
Rending you of bloody glacial spear! Pierce evil!
I can carve through armor!
Freeze laser!
You're mine! Win! You're mine! No escape!
Searing
Take
flare!
this!
Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Cross!
I'll thank
Denied!
you! Getting pile driver!
Not in your dreams!
Soaring blast!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heavens!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I can feel my power growing!
Don't get careless!
Don't tell me!
I see one, eh?
Lightning orb! Freeze laser! This one's mine! I can't let the hatred consume me!
Strike! Here I come!
Can't get out of this!
Eat this!
Lightning control! It's weakened!
I'm not done!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Scream bathed
My
in
turn!
blood! Ready and ready! Bloody howling! Resonate with the earth!
My deal? No escape! You're mine! There!
Leave the targets to me!
Not so fast!
You're finished!
Tempting!
I'm not done! Try harder!
Holy Searing
Take this!
flame! Reload! Land!
Can you take it?
Spear!
Come on!
Evil!
Time to make war!
Eternal navigation! Crush!
Here goes!
Deity!
Not today!
Lightning!
Take this!
Illuminate the
It's
sky!
over!
Burning strike!
You're mine!
Holy
It's
land!
over!
Do it!
Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Resonate with the earth! Another incantation ruined!
Thunder field!
Anything in armor is all
Dance
mine!
in the
Begin!
wind!
I'll smash you! You're
Air
mine!
thrust!
Here I come!
Light astral
You're
energy! Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
With this, I can become even stronger!
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. and not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden, that's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.